Welcome to the Windows 10 demo. My name is Justin Ander. I'd like to share with you some of the new features in Windows 10 and help ease the transition from Windows 7. So first we'll check out the new Start menu. And you'll see the Start menu is quite a bit different from Windows 7, but really it's just rearranged. And so if you notice here in the middle you have the most used applications, and then you have File Explorer. When you click on that, brings up this computer. This is how you can get to your desktop, documents, downloads, etc. You have your devices and drives here for your hard drive and for any connected external hard drives. And then you have your network drives down at the bottom here. Quick access, you can pin folders in this location. If you have a folder that you access frequently on a network share, you can have that pinned in there. And then if you click on Quick Access, it brings up your frequent folders and your recent files. Also in File Explorer, if you click on the arrow next to it, it brings up what's called a jump list. In the jump list you have pinned folders, and then you also have a More section. In here you can manage your computer, you can view the system properties for your computer name, and you can map a network drive. Settings, just found right here, is a modern version of the control panel. And a lot of the features that you would normally use in the control panel are easily available here in the Settings app. And the control panel from Windows 7 is still available, and you can search for that and have all those features. The power button was moved to the bottom here, and when you click on that, I'm on a remote session here, but on your computer you will see Sleep, Restart, and Shutdown. And then at the bottom we have All Apps. So in Windows 7 it was All Programs, and now that's updated in Windows 10 to All Apps. Gotta be modern, right? Once you click on All Apps, you'll notice that everything is in alphabetical order. And you can even click on the letters to bring up the alphabet. So if you have a program that you are looking for, you can click on, let's say, N for news, and you can launch that from there. Then if you noticed in Power that you didn't have the ability to log off. Now that was separated from the Power button. Windows 7 used to have all that built in, and that is now located where your name is. If you click on your name, you have the ability to lock your computer or to sign out. Now we did include the search windows icon here, and you can click on that and type in any program that you want to find. So we'll go and search for Word and launch that. And with Windows 10 we are deploying the same version of Office that you're used to, which is Office 2010, so you won't have any transitions or changes with that. We'll go ahead and close Word. Now in addition to the search icon here, you can also search directly from the Start menu, even though there's no search bar. And we'll just start typing Word. And another cool feature with Windows 10, kind of steals a little bit from Windows 8 but makes it better, is the ability to have tiles. So we'll go ahead and right click on Word and say Pin to Start. Close the Start menu and open it back up again, and you'll see Microsoft Word is here pinned on the start menu. And we can do a search for weather, for instance, and we'll put in our zip code, and I'll show you that you have the ability to have a live tile on your start menu. So I just searched for weather, we'll right click and say pin to start. Now you notice it's on the smaller side here. We'll go ahead and right click on it, go to resize and say large. And this will update to be a live tile in a few seconds here. You can also name your groups. So you can create different groups. You can say Microsoft Office, you can say ArcGIS, whatever programs you normally use, you can put them into a special group. And you can also increase the size of the start menu as large as you want. You can increase the height, and you can fill it up with the groups that you use of programs. The next feature we'll take a look at here is a feature that kind of borrows from Macintosh and Linux for those that are familiar with that, and it's called Task View. And I'm going to go ahead and open up a few programs here so you can see what it does. Open up another one of those, and when you hit Task View down here, or you can also hit Windows Tab on the keyboard, it brings up everything you have open. When you hover over to the top right, you'll see there's an X, and you can click on that to close the program. Now if you notice on the bottom right it says New Desktop. If you click on New Desktop, you now have essentially more monitors. So if you currently have one or two monitors, let's say you have two, and you just clicked on New Desktop, now you have 4 monitors. So I'll show how you can switch between those. So you can just, now we're highlighted on Desktop 2, we can go ahead and click on Desktop 1. I clicked on Task View to see what I have open. I'm going to click and drag down to that new desktop. Now you'll notice you only have one program open here, and you have another program open here. If you click on Control, Windows, and arrow key to the right, you can slide between those desktops. And if you click on Task View, or also Windows Tab on the keyboard, it brings up Task View and the ability to add or remove desktops. So one thing you'll notice with Windows 10 is the taskbar is black compared to in Windows 7 it was a light blue. And if you would like to change the color of the taskbar or even the start menu, you can. You just have to go into Settings, go into Personalization, go to Colors. We'll scroll down a little bit here. So you see automatically pick an accent color for my background. That will change it blue to match the current DWR wallpaper. But you also have other colors to choose from, and you'll see how it changed the highlighting color behind colors as well as the settings gear. Change that to red so you can see. But if you want your taskbar and start menu to have a different color, you click this little radio dial here, and now you've changed the color of your start menu and your taskbar. We'll close this for now. Close this. And close that. So one thing you'll notice when your computer is upgraded from Windows 7 to Windows 10 is this dark blue E on the taskbar. And it looks very much like Internet Explorer, but it's not. What I would highly recommend everyone do when you have Windows 10 on your machine is you find that little blue E, Microsoft Edge, and you right click on it and say unpin from taskbar. We tried to remove it during the deployment process, and Microsoft told us it's not possible with the way we're deploying Windows 10. So this is something that I would recommend everyone do to avoid any confusion or compatibility issues. And then what you'll do is search for Internet Explorer. And then you right click on that and pin to taskbar. Now, Internet Explorer is already the default browser on your system with Windows 10. So I'm going to go and move this. You can click and hold to drag it over to where you want. And then current is set as the home page. And you can get to Aqua Assist or Aqua Port up in the top right. We'll go ahead and close Internet Explorer here. Something else you'll notice in Windows 10 is the ability, I'm going to open up a couple windows here, to drag a window to the right side of your screen or the left side, and then you'll see it has this translucent glass behind that, and when you let go it'll fit to half the screen, and it will suggest which program should fill that empty space on the other half. So you can click on that and that'll go half. And if you have something else open, we'll go and open up Word. And if you click on the top of your taskbar or of your program, and then you move that down to a corner, and you'll see the translucent glass that opened up for a quarter of your screen. If you let go, then you have a quarter of your screen filled up, and it's suggesting for another program to fill that space. So you have excellent Windows management on Windows 10, along with the ability to have multiple desktops. Go ahead and minimize these for now. So that just about wraps it up here for the Windows 10 demo. I have one more secret that I want to share with you, and this is something that I like to call the IT menu. So when you right click on the Start menu, it brings up a whole new array of options. And you have shut down or sign out here. You have run, if you're going to run a command in PowerShell or within Windows. Search, you can search in Windows. File Explorer's here. Control panel. So remember, settings was the modern control panel. This is how you can access control panel, or you can search for it, and I'll demonstrate that it's here. We'll go and close that and right click back on the Start menu. You have Task Manager, Command Prompt, and then some other tools that we use here in IT: Computer Management, Disk Management, Network and Device Manager. You can access your computer name from System, and that gives you the information of your computer, how much RAM you have, your computer name, your CPU, and the version of Windows you are running. Close that. And then power options and programs and features. One thing you'll notice also in Windows 10 is the task manager has been redesigned. So by default it has a simple view here. So if a program is locked up, you'll see right next to it in red, it'll say not responding. And you can click on that program and then click on in task in the bottom right to close it. If you want more information, you can click on more details. Shows you all the processes that are running on your computer and the percentage of the CPU, memory, hard drive, or network that it's using. And you can click on any of these to sort by what's using the most resources. We can click on performance here, and you have these cool graphs that show you your CPU, memory, disk usage, and internet. Here is a tab called Startup, and in here, if you have a program that launches when you start your machine that you would rather start manually, you can click on this or whichever program and then say disable, and that can help speed up your computer when you're booting up. And I'd like to take the last few minutes here of this demo to explain how you can speed up Windows 10. So Windows 10 is already great on older hardware. It runs better than Windows 7. It's lighter, it's faster, and it's more secure. But we'll go ahead and show a couple features here. If you right click on the start menu and go to System and then Advanced System Settings, and you may have to have your client support analyst do this for you, but it will definitely help your computer run faster if you're on older hardware. And we'll go ahead and make sure we're on the Advanced tab, Performance and Settings. And what I do is I click on Adjust for Best Performance, but I click on anything with the word Animate, Enable, Smooth, and Use. And when you click Apply, it'll look the same as it did before, but things will be running a lot faster. I'm just going to mention one more thing here. For computers that are running on a small amount of RAM, and like 3 to 4 gigs of RAM, or if upgrading RAM is not an option in the near future, you can adjust your paging file size, which acts like RAM. It has a small file that it places on the hard drive to access as RAM when needed. And then you go to change, and then you set a custom size to the recommended amount or greater than the recommended amount. And that's how you can make Windows 10 run very well on older hardware. Well, that wraps up the demo here of Windows 10, and thank you for listening.